This use case is for renewing books, and it's a little unusual because of the way computers are used in this particular system. Let's see what is so unusual about this. Well, let's say a member wants to renew some of the books that he or she has currently checked out. So assume that the member has checked out 10 books and wants to remove maybe 3 of them. And the member approaches the clerk to carry out that functionality. The clerk issues a request to renew the books. The system needs to know for which member the renewal has to be performed. The clerk enters that ID, the system verifies that ID, and then sees what books the member has checked out. If there are no books, then the system prints an appropriate error message and quits. That's the end. Otherwise, a few books have been checked out, let's say 10 books. Then it displays the details of the first book. This is where it gets a little strange, which is a little unusual. This is not the way it typically works in a library, but we are constrained by the way we use the software. So we have to go through such an arrangement. Then it displays the details of the first book checked out by the member. The system asks whether the book should be renewed. The clerk replies yes or no. And the system attempts to renew the book and report the result. What do we mean by attempts to renew? This you have to understand clearly. A book can be renewed only if it is not having a hold. If some other member has put a hold on the book, you cannot allow renewals on the book. So understand that particular aspect of the functionality. Then what we are going to do is, if the book can be renewed, it is renewed for 1 more month. And we go to this step where we have, you're asking whether the book should be renewed. Go to step 6 from here, because there may be other books that the person has checked out, the member has checked out, and we need to know whether they should also be renewed. So if the person has checked out 10 books, we are going to go through this loop 10 times. A little tedious, but let's assume that is what we are going to do, all right? And we will have to cater to that particular requirement. And maybe 2 or 3 might be renewed, but we still have to go through all these checked out books. This is going to be there no matter what. Okay.